Hello everyone, BigDos here and welcome to another video. In this video we're gonna look at the protection Paladin for Dragonflight. This is of course alpha, everything can change, all numbers can change, but we're gonna look at how the talent tree looks right now and we are going to give our opinion on it and we're gonna see which route we're gonna take. We're gonna fill it in like we are in Dragonflight and we'll see how it goes. So first off, on the first row, we have Lay on Hands, which is baseline for Protection Paladin. All Paladins can take it. We have Blessing of Freedom, blessed a party or raid member granting immunity or movement impairing effects. This is, I think, a very good choice to pick. Think of Single Depths, for example, where you can use it to remove some nasty effects from your party members so they can keep on DPSing. So I think this is something that we're going to go for. Then you have Hammer of Red, hurls a divine hammer that strikes an enemy, only usable on enemies with 20% health or less, and it generates holy power. I think this is good, especially during wings, which we need the talent for, by the way. But let's just use this and we'll see how it goes further down the line. So then you have Concentration and Indivo aura. This is mandatory, or this we get as a protection paladin, and we can choose to get Retribution and Crusader aura. I think we're gonna pick this because of a talent later down the line, but right now I don't really think we need it, so I'm gonna leave it unticked right now and we'll see later. So on this row we can choose one, either Blinding Light or Repentance. Blinding Light, of course, an amazing AoE interrupt. Or we can choose Repentance, which, well, repents an enemy and they are incapacitated for 1 minute. Damage will break that. Or it doesn't state right now, force an enemy target to meditate, incapacitating them for 1 minute. I assume that damage is going to break that, but this is usable against humanoids, demons, undead, and dragonkin, and we're gonna go in Dragonflight expansion, so could be good. But I think for Mythic Plus, and this video is of course focused on Mythic Plus because that's what I do, I think we're gonna go with Blinding Light. Now here we have Divine Steed, leap atop of your charger for 3 seconds. This is nice for a little bit of movement. And on this row is each holy power spent reduces the remaining cooldown of your Hammer of Justice by 1 second. And this stacks up to 2 times. Yeah, so this prevents or gives us an ability, of course, to reduce the damage and stun an enemy. So this is, in a way, the stun is a damage reduction in a small way. Now we have here armor and critical strike chance increases by 2%, which stacks up to, well, apparently the numbers do not stack. I assume that it's going to be 2 and then 4% maybe. But this is, if we go down this line, then we're going to definitely go and get some more defensive options. So let's pick these two because we want to be tanky. This is something to note, by the way. Do we want to be tanky? Maybe we are overgearing for content, then maybe we do not need to go down this left path and we go down more of a right path where we deal more damage. Could be a good thing. Now Divine Steed has 2 charges, which is nice, especially on movement in the dungeon where a lot of movement is necessary. Increase the duration of Divine Steed and haste increase by 2 seconds. Now, what I want is this talent, Rebuke. We want an interrupt. So I think it's almost mandatory, not in raid, but besides raid, in Mythic Plus, I think it's almost mandatory to go this way, these two, and this one. And then we take Rebuke right here. And so now we've spent some points, and I think we should always go this route, because I think in Mythic Plus we really need an interrupt. So yeah. Now here, Consecration heals you and up to 5 allies for a certain amount of attack power while every 1 second while standing within it. So I think this currently is a conduit, but I don't think it heals our allies, does it? I'm not sure. But let's say we're gonna go a little bit more defensive, so we'll take it or more of a little bit of a party utility, and we start healing ourselves and also our party members. Now here, Judgment causes your next 25 successful attacks against the target to heal the attacker. Yeah, it's nice. Don't know if we need it, so I'm gonna leave it open right now. Avenging Wrath, well, we do really want our wings, don't we? Especially if we talent for Hammer of Wrath as well, which we can use in our wings window. So let's use wings. Now here, while mounted on your charger or under the effect of Crusader aura, the range of Hammer of Righteous, Templar's Verdict, Rebuke, and the Hammer of Justice are increased by 3 yards. Also under the effect of Crusader aura. But why would you increase his mounted speed for 20% for all party? So we're not really sitting a lot on our horse, especially if we do not talent into it. And besides that, we are the tank, so all the mobs are coming towards us, so we don't really need the how do you say that? Increased range. So for Protection Paladin in Mythic Plus, this is a no-go. Turn Evil. The power of light compels an undead, aberration, or demon to target to flee. It's nice. I don't know if we're gonna use it a lot. Of course, we are using it in Plaguefall right now, but besides that, we're not using that much. So I don't think we need to spend a point here. Now, let's go over this way. The Golden Path strikes the lowest health ally and enemy within it an additional time for 50%, and I assume, yeah, this is going to be 100%. Golden Path strikes, alright, so this is Golden Path. So if we go with these 2 points, then our heal and our damaging effect will deal more damage and heal more. It could be good. Let's leave the points out right now. And we'll see. Cleanse Toxins. Cleanses a friendly target, removing all poison and disease effects. I think this is almost mandatory in Mythic Plus because we want to help our healer out. It's of course not necessary, but especially if we are focused on more of a party utility kind of tank, a little bit defensive, then it's nice to have. Same goes for Blessing of Sacrifice, of course. Blesses a party or raid member, reducing their damage taken. This is good in raids, especially when you're off tanking, but in Mythic Plus, when you look at the party frames and maybe you see a party member who has a dot on him, which takes a lot of damage, then well, you can use your Blessing of Sacrifice on him. This is definitely something I'm gonna take because I really like the use of it. I like helping the party out. Here Judgment generates 1 holy power, so we need to spec into that for our Judgment to actually generate holy power. That's pretty good. And here Judgment causes the target to take 25% increased damage from your next holy power ability. Okay. If we want to do more damage, then sure. If we do not want to do more damage, then leave it for now. Here your damaging holy power spending abilities deal 10% increased damage. Alright, so more damaging abilities, very good. We are currently taking more of a defensive path, so we're gonna leave it for now. Let's see, we need 4 more points to go into the lower row, and we have some left. After you spend 1 holy power, your next Word of Glory echoes onto a nearby ally at 30% effectiveness. That's pretty good. So after you spend 1 holy power, your next Word of Glory. Alright, so my next Word of Glory essentially heals a nearby ally for 30% of the effectiveness when I use Word of Glory. It's pretty good. Let's take it. Here we have a choice again. After your Blessing of Sacrifice ends, 50% of the total damage it diverted is added to your next Judgment cast as bonus damage, or your next Word of Glory as bonus healing. So this could be massive, but again, we are the tank in Mythic Plus, so we are taking most of the damage and not really any other party member, besides maybe when they have like a dot on them. I don't see us using it that much. It's, I think, very cool to use in raids, where you use it on an off tank and then you slap the enemy with a massive Judgment, because yeah, you used a lot of the effectiveness of Blessing of Sacrifice. The other one is reduce the cooldown of Blessing of Sacrifice by 60 seconds. Well, I'm definitely gonna use that because more Blessing of Sacrifice is just awesome. And now Bob, of course, Bob is awesome. And now let's see, what do we have? Because here underneath we have Holy Avenger and Divine Purpose. And Divine Purpose, Holy Avenger, of course, your holy power generation is tripled by 20% for 20 seconds. So every holy power you generate 3 instead of 1. So you can like easily do like a judgment and then a shield of the righteous, of course. But this is on a 3-minute cooldown. The other one is divine purpose. Your holy power abilities have a 15% chance to make your next holy power ability free and deal 20% increased damage and healing. So this is pretty good. We do really want that. So then we need to take this, and then we're gonna go with divine purpose, because that's what we're at right now. Anyway, let's see. We have spent 21 points. This one gives us speed and avoidance. Yeah. We're gonna leave it for now, especially we're not going for this, like these two damaging. I kind of want this for off healing, but yeah. Next row. Spending holy power has a 5% chance to reduce the holy power cost of your next word of glory, or light of dawn, or shield of the righteous by 1. All right, so it gives us an opportunity to give us like a free. Word of glory, light of dawn, or shield of the righteous. So that's pretty good. Shield of the righteous will, of course, keep our defensive up. So let's take this one. It doesn't adjust any number, but I'm going to assume the chance of the reduction is in there, especially combined with this one, where we also have a chance to make your next holy power ability free. We doubled down on that. Your Crusader strike now also grants you some primary stat for 6 seconds. Multiple applications may overlap. So I think how this works, it's not like every time we Crusader strike, the cooldown is reset. It's like you gain more primary stat, but after the 6 seconds, all is gone, and then it like restarts, I think. Wings reduced by 60 seconds, pretty cool. I assume this is gonna be a 2 minutes, so maybe a 1 minute. That's pretty cool. Now here, let's see. Touch of Light. Your spells and abilities have a chance to cause your targets to erupt in blinding light, dealing holy damage or healing an ally for a certain amount of health. Or each holy power you spend has a 5% chance to cause your Consecration to flare up, dealing medium holy damage up to 5 enemies standing within it. So, alright, so the way it works is we have a Consecration down, then we spend holy power, and then that Consecration that we already used, so where we used the global for, will flare up and it will deal quite some damage. Depending on the numbers, this could be really good, because I think so far our mastery is still, when we are standing in Consecration, we gain more defensive stats. So yeah, could be cool. And more damage as well. So again, damage over here, more damage over there. The Consecration damage is increased, so doubling down on the Consecration damage. Nice. Now here we have, which is currently a legendary. When you reach 5 holy power, you gain Blessing of Dawn. When you reach 0 holy power, you gain Blessing of Dusk. Blessing of Dawn, more damage and healing. And Blessing of Dusk, more defensiveness, reduced damage taken by 4%. I don't know how easy it is to maintain these two. I do not run it right now, and I think it's pretty easy to run in Torghast, but in Torghast we spent like a lot, so that's not really a great comparison. But how it works, I think, is we just go to 5 holy power, then spend like with 1 Shield of the Righteous, so we spend it, so we are down to 2 holy power. We generate 1, and we spend it again, so we gain both Dawn and Dusk. And then when we are at 0 holy power, we go and build up to 5 again, then spend, so to 2, and then build 1, spend 1, and to remain and have these 2 active. I think makes for maybe a fun playstyle, or it's gonna be really dull. I don't know. So I'm gonna leave it for now. Now the next one, reduce the cooldown of your Divine Shield, Shield of Vengeance, Ardent Defender, and Divine Protection and Lay on Hands by 30%. Well, more defensive cooldown, pretty nice. During Avenging Wrath, your mastery is increased by, well, up to 12%. This makes your wings actually also defensive, because we gain more defensive stats when we are in our with higher mastery. So this will make, in combination with this, will make our wings actually a defensive cooldown as well, which is pretty nice if you ask me. Now here we can choose between Blessing of Protection or Blessing of Spell Warding. So it will reduce our Bob. I think you use this mostly in raids. You don't really use that a lot in Mythic Plus. The Blessing of Spell Warding, or you gain, or you reduce the cooldown of Bob by 60 seconds. I don't think I'm gonna choose either one of these. Could be good maybe for raids, but besides that, I don't think we're gonna use that. And here, your attacks have a chance to apply a debuff on the target, causing them to take 5% increased holy damage for 5 seconds. Now this one I think is very interesting, because it says the target causing them to take 5% increased holy damage for 5 seconds. And this stacks up to 3 times, so assuming the enemy will take 15% increased holy damage for 5 seconds, right? But what if this, it says holy damage. So maybe if you go and do a Mythic Plus with like a Holy Paladin and 3 Retribution Paladins, then this could be really sick if the enemy takes 15% increased holy damage for 5 seconds from like so many different sources that deal holy damage. Then this could be, I think, really a good talent to have. So yeah, could be really good. Now on the last row we have in the Dawn your holy power. All right, so in Blessing of Dawn, which we gain by going to 5 stacks. In the Dawn, your holy power spending abilities deals 10% increased damage and healing. And in Dusk, your armor is increased by 10% and your Flash of Light heals for 10% more. Okay, the armor is nice, and your Flash of Light. If that would have said your Word of Glory healed for 10% more, then yeah, I think that would have been better. It's also a holy power spending ability, so of course it already does 10% more in Dawn. I would like to see like maybe a synergy that both in Dusk and Dawn, your Word of Glory is gonna be better, because Flash of Light, are we really using that a lot? I don't think so. So yeah, leaving that for now, we have 2 points to spend. Now we have this one. Let's see, we have 2 choices. First off is Sanctified Breath. Avenging Breath lasts for 25% longer and causes your judgment to generate 1 additional holy power. Alright, so then our judgment will generate 2 holy power. Then it's gonna be sort of like you have to do, if you also go for Dusk and Dawn, you will have to pay attention a little bit more to gain both buffs. Would be really awkward if you then use the judgment when you are on 2 and then suddenly you are on 4, so fuck, then you need to really get, well, never mind. You need to pay attention if you're going to use that. Or you can use Seraphim. The light magnifies your power for 15 seconds, granting haste, crit, and verse. This will cost, of course, 3 holy power, but yeah. I think, well, Not sure which one is the best, to be honest. I'm not really sure. Let's go for Seraphim. Let's go for Seraphim, and let's go for this one, the Dusk and Dawn one. I think this is it's gonna change massively, I know, but because you might really want this one, and I really like the Seal of the Crusader. And on the last row here is Hammer of Wrath and Judgment deal 10% increased damage and extends Avenging Wrath. So yeah, there's a lot of increased possibilities for more damage. Might want the second Divine Steed as well, because now we are back in a wheelchair if we do not take this. Let's just say I really love the talent tree. I think there's a lot of great options, and it doesn't really feel great for me to say like this is it. I like the fact that that you can go multiple ways. Because here, during Avenging Wrath, your mastery is increased. But we kind of want this one then, right? Because we want a longer Avenging Wrath if we go with this one. So maybe we should not go with this one right now. But yeah, there's a lot of options to go for. You might go maybe these knots, spending. Yeah, so we have 4 points now. Oh, we need 1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Let's put my headset back on. For some reason it fell out. But yeah, no, leave it right like this. So we have some play with Dusk and Dawn. And if that is not too annoying, then we can leave that. But let's see now the protection tree. First off, Avengers Shield. The first thing I noticed when I read this is the interrupt is gone. It does not say it in the tooltip, at least. Might be there, not sure. But in the tooltip, it does not say that your Shield of the Righteous will interrupt. And this is kind of important, because if the Shield of the Righteous does interrupt, or Avengers Shield, sorry. If it does interrupt, then maybe we do not need Rebuke. And then we can save us some points here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And if we can save us those points, let's, oh crap, now I absolutely wrecked it. Well, never mind, you understand what I mean. Then we can maybe get to like here as well. Let's not take these then. Let's do this. We need 1 more point. Let's do that. There we go. Now we take this, we take this, we take this. We took that, we want Sacrifice of the Just. Now we go here. Ooh, here. Yeah, we wanted Divine Purpose. That's what we said. We want Blessing of Protection. How many points do we need to spend still? Well, we spent this one. And let's make our Divine Steed last a little bit longer as well. Now we take this. We wanted 3 of those. Now, let's say let's do this. 3 of that. There we go. And here we wanted then we want Sanctified Breath, of course, because we're doubling down on all our Avenging Wrath. There. How much? Oh, well, then this is the build. Then we're not gonna go for Dusk and Dawn. That's fine. Yeah, maybe take. No, I can't do that. Thought maybe take one out of here and put it on this one, but that's not going to work. So we're gonna need to spend that. Do this. Sanctified Wrath. There we go. All right, back to the protection tree. Sorry guys, I got a little bit distracted, and now we do not have Rebuke, and that is only if our Avengers Shield does actually still silence. Now, here we have 2 options. Blessed Hammer, of course, the one that you throw your spiraling hammers and you just walk out of the way, or Hammer of Righteous. Both are on a 6-second cooldown, but one has 3 charges, the other one does not. As far as I can see right now, I do not see a reason why you would go Hammer of Righteous. Hammer of Righteous also causes a wave of light that hits all other targets. While you are standing in your Consecration, Hammer of Righteous also causes a wave of light that hits all other targets within 8 yards for holy damage. Well, maybe it's a numbers tuning, but for right now, I'm gonna say just go with Blessed Hammer. And on the other one, we have a choice again. Shield of the Righteous increases your strength and stamina by 2% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times, yes. Or Inner Light. When Shield of the Righteous expires, gain 307 block and deal a certain amount of holy damage. Why would you let your Shield of the Righteous expire though? Because we're gonna be very squishy when we do that. Or at least we are right now. So yeah, I'm not really fond of Inner Light right now, so I'm gonna pick Readout. Now here we have Holy Shield. Your block chances increased by 15%. You are able to block spells. These 1, 2, and then 3 are currently in the same row, and now you can pick all 3, and especially Holy Shield right now. Although in combination, of course, with your legend or our tier set, but it's really strong. So I'm gonna pick that one. And we have 4 more points to spend here. When you avoid a melee attack or use Hammer of the Righteous, you have a 50% to reset the remaining cooldown on Avengers Wrath. Or Avengers Shield. So it says Hammer of Righteous. Does that mean that it does not go with Blessed Hammer, and that's why you choose Blessed Hammer or Hammer of Righteous over Blessed Hammer? Because underneath here is Ardent Defender, right? So if I want to play Blessed Hammer, can't I play with Ardent Defender? Otherwise I get a useless talent. I'm gonna assume that this one works on Blessed Hammer as well. Otherwise this is gonna be a useless node if you want to go for Ardent Defender. Now on this one, every 3 Shield of the Righteous makes your next Word of Glory free. So there's a lot of free spending abilities in combination with this 3 as well, because here spending reduces the holy power cost, so it makes it sort of free. Then Divine Perseverance makes it free, and now here we can every 3 Shields Righteous, which I think is pretty easy to do, makes it free as well. So that's pretty good. Now on this row, your Consecration is 15% larger and enemies within it have a 50% reduced damage. That's pretty cool. And because it's larger and we take an incandescence for like the flare-up damage, then you hit even maybe more targets. So that's could be good. Grand Crusader's chance is increased to 20%. All right. So you have 15% chance, so now it's 20. So it's only a 5% increase, and it grants you strength. So when it procs with your 20% chance, you will gain a certain amount of strength as well. Okay, well, Ardent Defender cooldown, damage reduction cooldown, pretty good. Your Judgment now has 2 charges, and Grand Crusader now also grants a charge of Judgment. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So now we gain 3 judgments from this as well, making this one maybe a little bit better as well. And our Consecration lasts 1 second longer, and its damage is increased by 15%. It's only 1 second. The damage is nice, but usually the damage from Consecration is done that high. So not sure, maybe if you take here the increased Consecration damage as well, could be good. Not really sure though. Gonna leave it for now. We have spent 8 points, so we are going to the next row. Here, a 2-minute cooldown, Bastion of Light. Your next 3 Shield of the Righteous or Words of Glory cost no holy power. It's in a 2-minute cooldown, it's only 3, and we have a lot of ways to gain free Shield of the Righteous and Word of Glory, so I'm not sure if this is going to see play, so I'm gonna leave it right now. Avengers Shield also shields you for 8 seconds, absorbing a certain amount of damage. Well, yes, please. Word of Glory heals for an additional % of attack power over 15 seconds. So making your Word of Glory just heal a lot more. Off healing, pretty good. So I'm gonna leave it right now. Here, your Lay on Hands, Divine Shield, and Blessing of Spell Warding or Blessing of Protection have a 20% reduced cooldown. Yeah, it reduces it, of course, by quite a lot. Let's face it, 20% on a 5-minute cooldown takes a lot of time off, but I'm not going to do the quick math on that right now. But yeah, not sure. Could be okay. maybe if we have bubble taunt, then that would be pretty cool, because it takes off Divine Shield as well. Here, Hand of the Protector, Word of Glory healing is increased by the target's missing health. Alright, so this is a really good talent right now when you want to help the party, because you're going with Blessing of Sacrifice, right? So you want to heal the party. So your Word of Glory is already pretty important. Then you take this to make it even more important, because you want to heal party members and based on their missing health. And then if you, of course, do this, then it heals for even more. So I almost get the feeling that we have the potential of massively off healing with this. All right, so here, each 3 holy power spent, you reduce the cooldown of your Ardent Defender and Divine Shield. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Here, let's see, Sentinel. Gain 15 stacks of Divine Resolve, increasing your maximum health by 2% and reduce your damage taken by 2% per stack until cancelled. Okay, after 5 seconds, you will begin to lose 1 stack per second, but each 3 holy power spent will delay the loss of your next... Wait, what the fuck am I reading? Gain 15 stacks of Divine Resolve. All right. Increase your maximum health by 2% and reduce damage taken by 2% per stack for... Okay, so 15, that means you gain 30% more health and 30% increased damage reduction, right? After 5 seconds, you will begin to lose 1 stack per second, but each 3 holy power spent will delay the loss of your next stack by 1 second. Combines with Avenging Red. So this makes your Avenging Red like a very good defensive cooldown, right? Because we pop wings, we gain 30% increased health and 30% increased damage reduction, right? Combine that with the fact that we are also gaining 12% increased mastery while in our wings, which reduces the damage even more. And we are going with Mad Paragon, which increases the amount or the time that we have in Avenging Wrath. And Sanctified Breath as well. This makes our wings like massive. Or we can choose Avenging Wrath Might. Call upon the light and become an avatar of retribution, increasing your critical strike chance by 20% for 20 seconds. If Avenging Wrath is known, also grants 20% damage increase. All right, so yeah, you can if you did not take this one, then you can take it here. But if you already took this one, then here you will gain more damage as well. Phew. Well, this of course depends on the content that you're doing. If you want to burst something really down, and you go for Avenging Wrath Might. But I'm gonna go for Sentinel because it sounds really fucking awesome. It sounds really, really awesome. And that comes to think. Because what does it say? For every 3 holy power you spend, you will lose the loss of your next stack by 1 second. You will delay that loss. Sorry. English, hard sometimes, sorry. So, in wings, right, we want to spend as much holy power as we possibly can to delay the loss of stacks. So we are longer in a higher amount of maximum health and maximum damage reduction. Right? Makes sense. So then I get the feeling that maybe we want Holy Avenger, because your holy power generation is tripled. So we gain a mad amount of holy power right here, which we spend immediately. And because we spend it immediately, then we delay the loss. So then the entire duration of our wings, we have a massive damage reduction as well. Huh. Could be really cool. Could be really, really, really cool. I'm gonna take this one. I really like this. Really like this. All right. Let's see. 16 points. Let's keep on going and keep on ranting. I'm sorry about that. So here, Strength of Conviction while you are in your Consecration, which you should always be. Your Shield of the Righteous and Word of Glory have 10% increased damage and healing. That's pretty good. Take 2 points. Spending Holy Power grants you 6 haste for 12 seconds per Holy Power spent, stacking up to 20 times. So this is like a way to gain a massive amount of haste. Alright, we'll take it for now. Avengers Shield deals 15% increased damage to its primary target. Okay, making your Avengers Shield deal more damage, yes. Your Avengers Shield is imbued with Holy Fire, causing it to deal a certain amount of attack power damage to all enemies within 5 yards of each target hit. So this is more of a single target damaging one. And this, you throw your shield and suddenly it starts like hitting different targets and dealing quite a lot of damage, maybe, depending on how it's tuned. That's really cool. Guardian of Ancient Kings, of course, are massive defensive. While in your Consecration, your damage taken is reduced by up to 5%. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. When you use your Avengers Shield, your block chance is increased by 10% and stacks up to 20%. So when you use Avengers Shield, we gain more block chance, but we also gain more block chance from Holy Shield. These two together already give us, like, this is 20%, this is 15%, above our already block chance, which is, of course, getting higher thanks to Mastery. So during Wings, we have a lot of block chance as well. Making maybe Wings our strongest defensive cooldown? Could be. Could be. I don't know. All right. So here, Avengers Shield jumps to 2 additional targets, or Avengers Shield deals 200% increased damage, but only strikes 1 target. So Focused Enmity, focusing on 1, of course, great for Raid. Soaring Shield, which hits 2 additional targets, of course, great for Mythic Plus. Shield of the Righteous grants 2 additional armor. Okay. And here, casting Word of Glory grants you an additional percent, it's probably not 0%, additional percent of block chance for 5 seconds. So if you take this, then you really want to, kind of every 5 seconds, you want to spend like a global on Word of Glory to keep up that block chance. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But where are we going? We have 8 points left. Let's see what's underneath here. Because I kind of like this, but I don't know what's underneath this. And I definitely want Divine Toll. But we'll get there, maybe. Alright, so here, enemies hit by Avengers Shield deal 5% reduced damage to you for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Or max 3 stacks. Alright. Each enemy hit by Avengers Shield reduces the remaining cooldown of Guardian Ancient Kings. Yes, but we kind of figured out right now that at the moment, can we, let's see, how many points can we take of this? 2. While in Consecration, your Shield, Stretch, and then Word of Glory. I'm gonna take 2 points of that, so we just have a little bit more points to spend right here. But we kind of decided already that maybe our Wings are our best defensive cooldown, is maybe it's not mandatory to gain this one. During Divine Shield, all targets within 15 yards are taunted. Yeah, Bubble Taunt is really, really good. I think it's really strong for Mythic Plus, and we can take it again. Each Holy Power spent reduces the remaining cooldown on Avenging Wrath and Guardian of Ancient Kings. Well, this is a no-brainer. We take the Shield of the Righteous for additional armor, which is nice. More armor in combination with this one and this one, of course. Wait, no, that's block, sorry. But if we spend Holy Power, we reduce the cooldown on Avenging Wrath and Guardian of the Ancient Kings. Like, holy shit. Then again, I get the feeling that if you go Holy Avenger here, and you spend so many, for 20 seconds, you just go crazy on how much you spend during your Avenging Wrath wing. So you have like this massive burst window. But you also spend a lot of holy power, because you generate 1 with 1 global, you spend 1 with and you spend 3 with 1 global. Reducing the cooldown of both kings, which is nice, but also on your wings, and which is already reduced by 60 seconds. Oh damn. And now the last one on this row is Divine Toll. Well, Divine Toll is just freaking amazing. How many points do we have? 7 points to spend. I really want that one. So I'm going to take the Word of Glory one for more block chance, more defensiveness. And we're going to take Divine Toll. And now we have 4 more points to spend. Now on this one, let's see. Avengers Shield increases the damage. Oh yeah, Bulwark of Righteous Fury. So Avengers Shield increases the damage of your next Shield of the Righteous. And of course that deals more damage stacking up, blah, blah, blah. And the last one, Moment of Glory. For the next 15 seconds, Avengers Shield damage is increased by 20%. It generates an Absorb Shield for an additional 50% of damage dealt, and its cooldown is reduced by 50%. So we pop Moment of Glory, and for that time, our Avengers Shield is just a lot stronger. So this would combine very well with Divine Toll. But to be honest, I think you really want Bulwark of the Righteous then, because it amps up our Shield of the Righteous, and our Shield of the Righteous will be used more often due to, well, wings. So yeah, okay, cool. Leaving this right here. Not sure about these. Truth Guard, or Eye of the Tear. Release a blinding flash from Truth Guard, causing holy damage to all nearby enemies within 8 yards and reducing all damage they deal to you by 25%. By 25%, so this will give us another damage reduction ability. So if we take this, then we have Eye of Tear for damage reduction. Then we have Kings for damage reduction. We have Ardent Defender for damage reduction. And we will have Wings for damage reduction. Then we have a cooldown for Holy Avenger, which will, well, make us very tanky, especially in the Wings window, where we should use it though. Then we have Divine Toll, which I think, did we take the talents for the Absorb Shield though? I'm not sure. Not sure about the Absorb Shield. Yeah, here it is. Which our Divine Toll is also like a mini defensive. So yeah, pretty cool. Now here we have a choice. The cooldown of Seraphim is reduced by 5 seconds and Divine Toll by 15 seconds. But did we choose Seraphim somewhere? I don't think so. Did we choose Seraphim? Where could we choose Seraphim? Oh, here. Yeah. So here, Sanctified Breath or Seraphim, but we go Sanctified Breath because we are doubling down on our Avenging Wrath, of course. So the cooldown of Seraphim is reduced by 5 seconds and Divine Toll by 15. All right, so that's pretty nice. The other one is Divine Resonance. After casting Divine Toll, you instantly cast, well, Avengers Shield every 5 seconds. All right, so this is the legendary. I would say, because the reduced cooldown on Divine Toll is nice, like every 45 seconds instead of every minute. But it also reduces the cooldown of Seraphim, and I kind of feel like if you choose that one, then you kind of need to take Seraphim here as well to gain the maximum out of it. Well, Divine Resonance will give you the maximum out of it right off the bat. So now we have 2 more points to spend, and let's spend them somewhere. I would say, for damaging purposes, I would say just go for this one. Your Avengers Shield is imbued with Holy Fire, causing it to deal damage to all enemies within 5 yards of each target hit. Because we are throwing Avengers Shields, this will use that. But we are also using Divine Toll. And because we are using Divine Toll, it will also, I assume, hit all targets and then resonate from that point on as well, making our Avengers Shield a massive like burst when we throw it. So that's pretty good. So yeah, I think this is a very cool tree. I'm am massively surprised by Sentinel. I really like it. I like the way how this talent builds. I just, to the creators of this tree, I'm well, props. I really like it. I like the choices because this feels good. But on the other hand, I know right now is Bulwark of the Righteous Fury, that legendary, is really strong as well. And it deals a lot of damage, so I kind of want that as well. Now, I did not choose Divine Taunt at the moment. Maybe you should take a point from here to go there. Maybe just do one this, maybe something like that. It's amazing. I like the tree. I really like it. I hope I made you guys a little bit excited. I want to know how you think. Maybe you've seen me build this tree and you think, well, this is pretty shitty. I would totally build it differently. Then let me know in the comment sections. I really want to know. I really want to discuss this. And thank you so much for watching. If you watch it all the way to the end, and we're quite a ways away. If you watch it all the way to the end, well, then consider leaving a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.